Hello there once again, my ever-faithful internet audience. It is I, the Chicken Man, not back at it again. We're actually doing a first here on the channel. This is going to be the 50K Q&A. That's right, friends. I made a community post the other week saying, hey, if you've ever wanted to know anything about the chicken, now's the time to ask. And you guys definitely asked some questions. A lot of them tended to be the same questions, just asked multiple times. And that's fine, that's okay, that just means you guys really want to know that. So, touching on one of the biggest questions first. Chicken Man, when are we getting a face reveal? Here's the thing, friends. I've already done a face reveal. I actually did a face reveal back at 6,137 subscribers. I don't really have any problems whatsoever of having my face on a camera. And here's the thing, friends. I don't really have any problems with having the webcam on, like, at all. It's just whenever I'm playing an Apex gameplay, I don't always have a reason to justify having the camera on in the first place, right? Because 99% of the time when I'm playing the game, I'm just hunched forward, focused on the screen, my controller just playing the game, right? I'm not emoting, I'm not expressing, I'm not reacting, right? I'm focused on the game. So having the webcam on, to me, just feels kind of pointless. There's just a camera on. That's it, you know? That's the way that I feel about it, but if you guys really want me to leave the webcam on, just tell me down in the comments. If I get like an overwhelming response saying, "Chicken, just turn that thing on," then yeah, I'll leave it on for you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question here. What do we got? Ah, yes. Where did the name Chicken 9 Man originate? I'm glad you asked, my friend. A long time ago, and I'm saying like the end of 2006, beginning of 2007, I had an Xbox 360, and all my friends at school were talking about how they were playing with each other. And I was like, whoa, you guys going to each other's houses? You know, what's the deal here? And they were talking about Xbox Live, and it sounded like the coolest thing ever. So when I got home from school that day, went to my computer, I looked up how to hook up Xbox Live. I got it all figured out. I got it hooked up. I was connected, but I couldn't play with any of my friends, right? Because at the time, Xbox Live costed money, and I think it still costs money to this day. But I needed a credit card number. I needed to pay a small fee of like, what was it, $4.99 at the time to be able to play with all my friends. And my parents were not very trusting of the internet machine asking for the credit card, so they rightfully said no. Now, I don't know if they still do this anymore, but if you were to make a brand new email and have a brand new account with Xbox Live, you get 1 month of gold for free. So I made myself a throwaway email really quick, went to the Xbox, and the stock name that it was gonna give me when I made the new account was Chicken 9 Man. And I thought that was the funniest thing, because our family, we raise chickens, right? It's just like the universe like telling me, hey, this is who you are now. I was totally okay with that, so I've been rocking the same name since 2007. Next question, please. What is your height, and what is your favorite gun in Apex Legends? I'm about 6'2", my friend, and my favorite gun is the triple take, specifically with a 3x scope and a precision choke. Let's see the next question. What kind of music do you like, Chicken? Or what type of music genres do you listen to, and what artists do you listen to for pump-up music? When it comes to music, I like to dabble in a little bit of everything. Whenever somebody recommends me new music, I usually check it out. If I like it, I add it to my playlist. If I don't, that's fine. It's just not my cup of tea. Now, when it comes to pump-up music specifically, usually Eminem, Run the Jewels, or literally anything by Mick Gordon. Alright, next question, please. If I could create an LTM for Apex, what would it be? What a great question. Let me tell you what I would add. It's something basic, it's something simple, but it's something that I've wanted since day one. I would love just a traditional team deathmatch LTM in this game. I would absolutely love it. Pilot v Pilot in Titanfall 2, that was my favorite playlist. So being able to have loadouts and having something similar to that in Apex would be awesome in my book. Looks like our next question is, why don't you use the Predator Contrail? Now, I know that question was asked a couple of times, and there's actually pretty good reason as to why I don't always have it on in every video. When you have that dive trail enabled and you're the champion squad, you're literally painting a giant target on your forehead the moment that you hit square to jump out of the ship. I've had numerous times in the past where I'll have entire squads land on me and try to do this cute little meme thing, punch the pred. I don't know if it was a YouTube video or if it was a stupid Reddit meme, but it definitely can get a little annoying sometimes, right? The least I can do is try to have one less identifiable thing on me, other than, you know, being Chicken 9 Man. So yeah, not having the Predator trails enabled helps mitigate a little bit of the buffoonery that could potentially happen to me. Alright, what do we got next? You don't have to share your real names if you don't want to, but when you Janks Ratchet or talking IRL or just on your own, do you still use those names or your real names? Another great question. Yeah, the answer is yes. We were just straight up using our online names, IRL. I know, some people say, oh my god, cringe. But like, bro, like, it's literally been years. And that's just how we know each other. It's like, oh hey Janks, or, oh hey Chicken, oh hey Ratchet, oh hey Isaac and Kobe, but they don't really count because they're actually using their real names as their online names. The weirdos, I know, right? But at this point, like, if I call Janks Dylan, or if he calls me Joe, like, it just doesn't sound right, almost, if that makes sense. I'm sure some of my gamers out there can relate. Now, the next question we have up, what's your first FPS shooter that improved you as a gamer, and what FPS did you play? Now, I know a few of you might be familiar with this game. It was made by a small indie studio called Bungie, and the game's called Halo. Okay, that was like the launch title back on the original Xbox. And that was my primary game for the longest time. I would like to say from 2003 to 2011, I played Halo. My favorite game modes were definitely SWAT, Big Team Battle, and like custom infection games. SWAT was definitely the most important game type that I played growing up as a kid. It taught me a very important lesson. Aim for the head. Because if you miss your headshot, the other guy isn't. Now, if you want to talk about the first shooter I ever played, it was back in 1996. I was a small child, and I was visiting my grandma. When I say visiting my grandma, I mean my grandma was babysitting me, and my aunt happened to be there. She had a Windows 95. She had a computer. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and she was playing this game where she was going around and shooting things. I didn't really understand. I didn't really know, but she got a couple of phone books, and she set me up on them, and I played the first level of Doom as like a 4 or 5 year old kid. Since we're already on the topic of other games, these questions were asking me, you know, what other games did I sweat in, essentially. Now, while I did play a lot of Halo, I was never really sweaty. I was never really competitive in that. The only 2 games that I've ever truly been competitive in is Destiny 1 and Overwatch. Destiny 1 played a ton of Trials. I played so much of Trials of Osiris. I go flawless at a minimum 3 times a week. We would just keep going and going and going and going and going, just playing up against all the other best players that are in the game. And it helped me improve immensely. And I'm sure that many of you guys are more familiar with Overwatch than you are Destiny. Yeah, I was top 500 in Overwatch for a little while. However, Overwatch was infinitely more infuriating than Destiny ever was. And I'm really glad that Apex came out when it did. And now I know that wasn't related to the question, but I just like saying that I'm very, very glad that Apex came out. I'll definitely touch a little bit more on those games later, but right now let's get into another question. What do you feel makes you stand out as a content creator? What an excellent question. When it comes to being a content creator on this platform, you are the only you, right? You can go anywhere else, watch any other Apex video, but there's never gonna be another Apex video quite like a Chicken 9 Man video. The only place that you can get Chicken 9 Man is from Chicken 9 Man, and the Japanese channel that re-uploads all my stuff and puts Japanese subtitles on it, but that's aside the point. Being a content creator is being able to have the ability to showcase yourself and present that to everybody in an entertaining fashion. And since we're already on the topic about YouTube stuff, Brett over here asked, why did you start to say dislike the video if you dislike? I'm glad you asked that, and I'll tell you why right now. When it comes to this platform, when it comes to making videos, the only real feedback that you have is the comment section and the like to dislike ratio. That's why I ask people to dislike the video if they dislike it. They might not have enough time to leave a comment, or they may not have enough patience to leave a comment, but the least they can do is let me know, like, hey, I hated this video, or I did not like this video, with that little thumbs down. So far, everything I've been getting has been very positive, everybody's been very receptive, but if I never get critique, I will never improve. So that's why I ask for them to dislike the video if they dislike. Now in our next question, I get this quite a few times, so just have a couple examples here, but basically the gist is, what type of controller do I play on? And the answer is simple. I play on a scuff controller. You guys saw this earlier, right? It's just got the little paddles on the back. You compare that to the stock PlayStation controller. We ain't got no paddles. The only thing the paddles do, lets me jump, lets me crouch. I can do the same thing on this controller, on this controller as well. It's just on the stock PlayStation controller, I have to play claw. So that means I have to put my index finger up on the front so I can jump and crouch. Play the same way. Some of the gameplays that I've uploaded in the past, I was playing on this thing. But you guys haven't been able to tell. And our next question, what we got? What is your opinion on Xbox, and why did you choose to go to PlayStation instead? I have both, but I prefer Xbox. And what are your thoughts on the Hemlock? There were a multitude of reasons, but definitely the biggest ones, I can think of the two biggest ones off the top of my head. One, the exclusives for the PlayStation. PlayStation just had way better exclusives than Xbox did. I know Halo, I was leaving Halo behind, but after Halo 4, I didn't really want to play Halo anymore. And two, all of my friends were getting PlayStation, so like I didn't want to be the odd guy out and just like, oh hey guys, let's play Xbox One. Like, nah. We're PlayStation boys now. And another little thing, at the press conference where they were talking about the Xbox One for the first time, when their main major selling point was cable TV, I knew that was not going to be the power play. And my thoughts on the Hemlock. If you can master the single fire on that thing, you can be a real problem for everyone in the lobby. Our next question asks, is Apex your favorite game? If so, why is it better than others? How does it compare to Fortnite or other BRs? So I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I did not play Battle Royales before Apex Legends. Like, I saw all the Battle Royales in the market. Fortnite, H1Z1, PUBG, all the freaking clones, rip-offs. Like, I don't know. I never really liked Battle Royales, ever. But Apex was the first Battle Royale I actually played and enjoyed. The next question asks, what's my favorite food? My favorite food definitely has to be tacos. Whether they be authentic tacos or just fast food Taco Bell, it doesn't matter to me. Absolutely love tacos. Fear Darkside asks, why do you like the holographic sights more than the red dot sights? It's actually funny you asked that. I used to hate the holographic sights, right? But the problem was, anytime that I would pick up a holo sight, I wouldn't be able to hit anything with it. So I forced myself to only pick up holographic sights so I'd be able to hit shots with it, and then I just kept using holographic sights more and more and more and more, and now I just prefer to use those over red dot sights. Funny how that works, huh? Phobius Oof asks, would you keep me? Yes. Our next question asks, what made you want to be the person with the most finishers? Quite a few people actually want to know about this. So it started as a joke, okay? It was just a joke. Like, I was just like, oh, I'm just going for finishers, haha. It's just, the joke got out of hand, because we were always consistently getting a bunch of downs every single game, and even if Jenks would down somebody, or whoever I'm playing with would down somebody, they would just save the finishers for me. And before I knew it, I had number 1 finishers as Pathfinder, and it just all went downhill from there. Now, believe it or not, I do not get as many finishers as I used to. Like, I know you guys will see, like, maybe a couple of the past I've been doing as Revenant, but I'm not hitting nowhere near as many finishers as I used to, trust me. Now, I got this question a lot, understandably so. How did I meet my friends? How do I know my friends? So remember when I was talking about Destiny 1 earlier? That's where I met Jenks. That's where everything started. Now, I definitely wanted to say this question towards the end because this is going to take the longest to explain. This is going to take a little bit right here, because meeting Jenks, meeting these folks, is also part of the reason why I am even doing YouTube in the first place. I met Jenks off of a Destiny LFG. The thing that stuck out to me the most was his name and the way that it was spelled. I was like, what in the world is a Jenks, and how do I back off of it? We absolutely steamrolled the raids that we were doing in like record time. It was a very enjoyable gaming experience. We stayed around on the party after everybody else had left. We were doing Crota, and we killed that really quick. And we were just messing around, trying to get outside the map. We added each other, and then we kept playing. Now, Jenks had always had a YouTube channel, and he always, upload a little bit. I was like, yeah, man, you got this, you can do it. but he also wanted me to do YouTube with him as well. Now, at the time, that really wasn't what I was focused on. It wasn't really what I was even thinking about. I was actually active duty Air Force at the time. Some of you guys were asking that earlier. I was RF transmission system technician, 3D1X3. I did a bunch of stuff with radios, techie stuff, networking, computers, like just stuff that wasn't even in my job description. Still doing it. And my original plan was to serve my 6 years, and I was going to get a contracting job with one of the bigger companies. But as time goes on, plans change, and it was actually 6 months before my enlistment was up. I decided, you know what? I want to give this YouTube and streaming thing a shot. So once my enlistment was up, had a plan. I was going to go up to Canada. I was going to visit for a little while. While I was up there, try to get a head start on streaming and content creation. But man, nothing went according to plan. While I was trying to go across the border, they questioned why I had a PlayStation. They questioned why I had some of the cables associated with it. They accused me of being a smuggler. They accused me of trying to become an anchor citizen by marrying Jenks, because apparently that was totally what I was coming to do. So instead of getting to stay for the original duration, I only got to stay for like 14 days. My PC literally showed up the day before I was supposed to leave, so the moment I got it, I had to mail it back to the States. And I'm not gonna lie, friends, I was pretty bummed out when I got back to the States. Like, it really put a damper in my style. I was actually pretty depressed about it for a little bit. And man, I was so caught up in my own head. It took me a few months to try to get over everything. And then on February 4th, 2019, I get a message from Jenks saying, "Hey, Chicken, come play this new game with me." I was like, what is it? He said, "Apex Legends. It's a battle royale." And immediately I just cringe internally. I'm like, oh god, not another freaking battle royale, bro. He's like, "No, you don't understand. This is different." Okay. So I downloaded it, started playing it, and I actually had fun. And that was the last thing I was expecting to have when playing a battle royale. Now, for the first couple of months, I did play Apex, but I didn't like play Apex. I was still kind of focused on Overwatch at the time, still trying to make content on Overwatch, but I finally completely burnt out on Overwatch, like right before June. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I completely burnt out on Overwatch, and I just couldn't anymore. So I started making Apex content way more consistently in like July, and here we are now. 50,000 subscribers. Who would have thought? Not me. Some of the coolest people I know, and some of the people that I would even consider best friends I met from Apex from this past year. People like Ratchet. See, I knew about Ratchet before Apex. It's just I didn't play Fortnite, so I wasn't really going to be playing with Ratchet all that often. But then, you know, I started playing Apex, he started playing Apex, started squatting up, started talking, and shoot, now I almost play with Ratchet more than I do anybody else. Man, thinking about this past year, it's starting to get me emotional, guys. I'm start crying. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it here. We're gonna end it on a high note here. I am very thankful for all of your support, my ever faithful internet audience. I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. So I would like to take this time to thank all of you for taking time out of your day to like the video if you liked it, and disliking it if you dislike it. All of your subscriptions, all of your views, all of your support, everything that you guys do, I appreciate it. With all of that being said, leave some comments down below. What should we do for 100K? I know there's a lot of creative individuals out there, and I would love to hear your ideas. Speaking of ideas, I think the next time that I do a Q&A vid, it's not going to be a vid. I want to do it on a live stream, have a lot more interaction with you guys, and I hope you all enjoyed this little Q&A video. And I'll be seeing you all in the next one.